popping my shit and I see they can't take it. Don't go broke trying to show how you made it. Put up middle fingers for who hating on what they created. That nut I but sacred. My bitches they vary for ranges. I'm a player, no.
Hey boss babes, it's the real Miss Savage signing back in, checking back in with a new vlog for you guys. Okay, I know it's been a few days since I last checked in with you guys, but the last time I did come online, I was on live, which a lot of people in my audience had caught a glimpse of, was able to get a glimpse of, and things had got crazy. Now I always tell y'all, on this platform, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to show you what it looks like to be perfect. I'm only here to share my experiences, and I hope that others can learn from what I've experienced and learn from my mistakes as I express them and talk about them and my journeys throughout life, whether it's my career, relationships, my YouTube career journey, whatever it may be. My only hope is that people can learn something from the things that I have done and the stories that I tell. I am not here to be an example of what it means to be perfect in any kind of way. So I say that to say, when things get real in my life, I'm not one in this era of my life to shy away from letting people into what's going on. You know, I'm not going to run away from that. I'm not going to tuck and hide my tail like things don't get real in real life. Like when things get toxic and things get just more than you can handle, I'm not one to just shy away from that. If something is going on and I feel the need to share it online, I'm going to do that. It's just the era of my life that I'm in right now, you know, and whatever that comes with, you know, I'm only human. Like I say, I'm not here to show anybody anything perfect, you know. I've always said when you come to this channel, you can expect the good, the bad, and the ugly, honey. And that live from Monday, it was the ugly. Things got ugly, and it was just the state of what was going on in that moment, you know. And I had jumped up on a panel to kind of just clarify some things, although I didn't get a chance to really go into details. I wasn't ready to go into details because it was just later that night, Monday night, and I was still kind of calming down. We were still kind of coming down from the situation itself and kind of just calming down all around. Okay, so I was just still processing as a person that was dealing with the situation. Now, it did dawn on me after I got down from that panel and like maybe later that night and the next day, like, you know, I said that it wasn't really a DV situation. And if I'm being transparent and honest and reflecting back, it turned into something initially where it did end up resulting in me charging at my partner because it was an intense situation. It's still no excuse. It's still no excuse for me to have put my hands on him and for him to have tussled with me back. It was absolutely no reason and no excuse as to why that should happen, except high tensions and high energies and a very intensified moment. But I do understand how important it is to control my emotions and to just think rationally in heated moments like that. But because the situation did end up getting like that, it resulted in, which is why I'm so late even coming back to this video and talking about everything. I've been sore for like 3 days because of my actions. Today is the first day I can move my arms really good. My legs aren't that sore. My knee is still bruised. It is the only thing left that's still scarred. But everything else, I was sore right here. It's going away. My arms is really sore just from tussling with a man, you know, which I shouldn't have been doing, but I was the initial aggressor. Thank God the people didn't show up, and it wasn't that kind of situation where they had to show up and de-escalate anything. We were able to de-escalate it amongst ourselves, and I'm thankful for that. Okay, that learning lesson won't happen again. Never been in a situation like that, which is another reason I hit the vlog button. And I'm also just really one of those transparent content creators. Like I said, I'm here to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. Take what you take from it. judge me along the way, whatever. But I'm not going to be the kind of content creator who only shows you the good vlogs, the good sides, when everything is all peachy and cream. Because when shit gets, when things hit the fan, it just hits the fan. And you gotta know, you just gotta be in it. You just gotta be in it. And I'm that kind of person. I'm always gonna be on my toes. I'm always gonna be ready to react. I'm always gonna be ready to do whatever has to be done. And that's just in my DNA. That's just where I'm from, and that's just how I'm built. Okay. Now, I do want to say it wasn't okay for me to start after my boyfriend, or my partner in this case, but he did create a situation where the tensions were extremely high and I was extremely confused. There was another person involved, which I had to figure out what we had to unpack together, and he had to bring some clarity to me in regards to that other person. And the other person seems to be somebody who is struggling themselves with some kind of mental battles, apparently. And this person seems to be like going through something on their own, and it doesn't have anything to do with me or my partner. And we've been trying to figure out what we're going to do in regards to this person, because they keep, for lack of better words, harassing my boyfriend and just really trying to ruin his life, for lack of better words, calling his job on his behalf, saying that he quits, and using his personal information against him and things like that. So we are legally trying to make sure we go about things in the right order as far as that. And at the moment, I didn't know how intense the situation was on arrival. But yeah, it's not too much I can really say about that situation, because obviously it's in the works of getting handled legally as far as that. I also had noticed like a few comments along the way when I did scroll and pop through YouTube. Someone said that, these girls need to stop pretending and faking. And this was the polar opposite of pretending and faking. This was raw and uncut. You guys got to see it all unfold and see it unpack. Of course, it was only 2 minutes because I decided to shut it off once things got more intense, because if the camera continued to roll, you guys would have seen more and would have had way more things to say in regard to the situation. Now, yes, him, I did come at very aggressively, but the other person involved, I chose not to aggress them in an aggressive manner. My problem at the moment was not with them, it was only with the person that I was familiar with and that I know and have conversations with every day. The other person was completely just on the outside and a non-factor to me at the moment. So I will say, yes, it wasn't very feminine of me and in my feminine energy to address him, but honestly, you cannot judge that until you're put in a situation where you feel tested and you feel tried and you feel like you need to defend yourself or you need to stand up for yourself, one of those measures. So, to each his own. Yes, you could judge, but I just know how I am and how I get down when things transpire, whatever it may be. So I don't make any apologies for reacting the way I reacted. It just is what it is. I'm just kind of here to kind of just put the pieces together just a little bit, and then share some other good news that we did find out. I do want to say that we did, outside of us having to handle that legally, we're going to go against the legal measures to get that resolved. As far as the crazy person, this person has been texting my phone, calling him repeatedly, and just beyond borderline harassment towards somebody who is no longer in her life, and she is just trying to do everything she can to destroy his new life and everything that he's creating outside of his past. And it's just not fair. It's just not fair to him. But I will say I took the responsible route and I did not address her like most women do. Like, they want to tussle with the girl, fight the girl. Like, it was none of that on my end. I was talking to her with really the utmost respect, treating her really kind, really hearing her out. Even though I knew that she had some kind of mental thing going on, I still chose to deal with him and not her, regardless of the situation. I will say that. And that was the most feminine thing that I could have done. Yes, I addressed my man. as I should. So no regrets, no apologies, but I am gonna walk it down for you guys. Okay, so stay tuned. Mind you guys, tensions in my life have already been extremely high due to the fact that I am pregnant and we've been trying to put the pieces together to get prepared for baby. And I have to be honest with you guys, it's not just having a baby that I have to think about. We're thinking about how are we going to put together our marriage. We have to make sure we're living under the same roof. So it's a lot of things that are transpiring before this baby's arrival. So it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of conversations, a lot of organization, a lot of getting things on the ball, getting things rolling, getting things in place, even down to figuring out, getting on the same page as far as, hey, regardless or not, with him saying or being not 100% prepared and ready, me on the other hand, I'm like, well, it might be time to go ahead and get ready, being that this is the given situation. And the elimination process as far as this has, it's always been out in my mind. That's like never even been a real thought, like a conscious thought, like, yeah, I can accept that, I can deal with that. It's always been no, I'm not really made to do that. I was in that situation before and I didn't really feel like I was the power player in that situation. So I will say in this situation, we made an appointment to go to Planned Parenthood. Okay, we did. We made an appointment to go there with the intention um, of elimination, apparently. But number one, I went to an appointment weeks ago, and at that appointment was when I had found out I was between 6 and 8 weeks. According to my blood work, I was between 6 to 8 weeks. And after that, for the next 2 weeks, we had spent a lot of time just conversating and not really going to appointments. We were more so just figuring things out amongst ourselves. So that led to time to pass, okay? Time passed, and next thing I know, we look up. It's the beginning of a whole new trimester, and I didn't even realize it until I'm laying on the table in Planned Parenthood trying to see about this process. Although I know mentally, like, regardless of what these people are talking about, regardless of what he's talking about, I know that this is not something that I can commit to and do. It's just not. So it felt good to be the power player in that situation. I know people say, well, it's your body, it's your choice. Once again, you don't know what it's like to be in a situation with a man who is defiant upon you not having that child. Regardless of their opinion of, oh, I don't know if it's mine. Oh, if it is mine, I don't want you to have it, regardless of anything. It's a whole different ball game when you're in that situation. You're in those shoes. So miss me with all of that, honestly. You don't know until you know. You don't know until you walking in those shoes and you're experiencing it. But I knew from the moment that I walked in those doors at Planned Parenthood, 2 days ago, that getting rid of my baby just wasn't an option. And we showed up there, of course, signed in, did all that, and she took me to the back. She did my very, very first ultrasound, and she was like, yeah, you are 11 weeks and 5 days, and it's officially been 3 days after that. So today, I think I would officially be 12 weeks. So that's the beginning of my second trimester, you guys. So in the state of Illinois, you cannot, well, you can. They gave me that other option, which was the only thing I seen was suction. The only thing I seen was suction, and the only thing that I heard was um, you're going to be sedated and you're not going to be able to drive. You're not going to be able to do anything for 24 hours. And it just so happened that day, I anticipated on making tacos. And if I'm sedated for 24 hours, I was not going to be able to get my tacos and go to the store, make my tacos. My man had to work. So I don't think that was in God's plans for me to be sedated for 24 hours and getting something suctioned out of me. I just don't think that was in God's plans. And yeah, all I had to see was suction on that line and those papers to know, like, yeah, I guess I'm going to be leaving here with the baby in me as I anticipated. But I more so just went to I really just went for him because he is having a lot of like, we're only in our 20s, you guys. I don't expect everyone, a 20-year-old, to be on the same financial, on the same financial trajectory as an older man would be. Much more mature with his finances, much more financially prepared. You can't expect that from a 20-something-year-old. So I was just kind of giving him grace by like going, but like in the back of my mind and in my heart and in my soul, like I know that would never really be an option for me. So that's what I'm saying. It felt good to be a power player in that situation. Like, no is gonna mean no. Like, okay, procedure, not doing it. Surgery, suction, not happening. And I was happy to be able to walk over to him in that waiting room and let him know, like, hey, this is not gonna go down like this. This isn't, we're leaving here today and we're gonna still be expecting. Like, this is not gonna happen. So what we need to do is go ahead and just get prepared because this baby is coming. I believe that that's God's will. I believe that it's no accident that this happened. And I think we're gonna let this baby continue cooking and doing what it do right in my womb. In the next 8 months, 9 months, we're gonna go ahead and just get prepared for the baby to come. But yeah, it felt completely freeing to be in a situation like that where what I said mattered and what I said went, and actually just having that level of control over the situation and confidently and comfortably. Like, I can't express that more than enough because I cannot. I recollect the last time I was in this situation, not even the same situation, but a little bit similar, um, where I was walking through those hallways, walking through those doors with the other person in the past, and I just had no hope. I was just so down. It was just like there was nothing that I could say or do in that situation except like literally get out the car and like run for my life and just be a runaway baby mama, like. And that's me in that moment. It just wasn't ideal. I was still in a situation where I still had a lot of respect for that previous person, and I respected his decision and his wants and his needs, and I kind of put mine on the back burner, and my intuition and what I thought and what I felt on the back burner to respect his wishes and what he wanted in this situation was completely different. Like, I had to put my foot down. I had to stand on business about what I want and how I feel and how nobody else will have to go through this process except me. And I was just having flashbacks through like the last 2 weeks of like what it was like to go through that process of your body breaking things down and literally breaking down the insides of what's going on, breaking it down and having to be on the floor balled up in a freaking ball, crying, throwing up, shitting, and pissing all at the same time. Like, I don't wish that on nobody. And the fact that I wouldn't endure that on my own again. I just couldn't push myself to do that, knowing what that experience is like. And that wasn't even going to be an option because I'm so far along now. And to have a surgery procedure, that is just beyond me. That's not something that I'm willing to do either. So it's just God's plan that this is happening. And I am 100, like, walking out of there, I got a smile from the nurse. And I was the first lady in that facility to smile at me. Like, the first person, like, I tell her, like, hey, you know what? After she gave me, the nurse gave me the ibuprofen. She gave me something for nausea. And after that, we had to go back to the waiting room and wait for them to call us back. But before they could even call us back for the procedure, I went up to the front desk. I let her know, like, hey, you know what? I'm not comfortable with the procedure. I'm not going to be able to do this today. I'm not going to be able to do this at all, actually. So you could just take us off your list. We're going to go ahead and leave. And she gave me just the biggest smile ever, just knowing that I was going to keep my bundle of joy and I wasn't going to be standing there getting all suction cupped out. And she really gave me a warm smile, like, you know what, you made the right decision. You did the right thing, you know. I know that she probably goes through that process every day of seeing people having to get rid of and delete and stuff like that. So she got to see one person at least that day walk away from that and know that she's going to be with child in 9 months. So I think that that was pretty beautiful. But yeah, all in all, it's just been a lot the last few weeks talking about trying to plan weddings, trying to plan marriages, trying to be under the same roof as my man, trying to look for places together. Are we going to live in this state? Are we going to move to a different state? If I have it my way, we would just move countryside and raise this baby on a farm, get some, what you call it, cattle, when you have stock, like you produce your own food. What is it, like a farmstead or kettle, whatever it is. If I had it my way today, that's what it would be. I will run away to the countryside with my man and get married on a farm and just have some cows and some chickens and some billy goats and whatever else is edible that we can make and have this little baby and raise it on a farm. But it's so many things. Like motherhood is particular for me. It's so many certain things that I have a certain way that I want to do things, down to having a medulla. I need to find a medulla. I think that's what it would be. I don't plan on giving birth in a hospital. Like I need to find the resources that I need in order to do at home delivery, a water birth, like things like that are super important to me and super important that it happens that way, okay? So I can keep my placenta, nourish the baby. You know how important the placenta is for the baby. I want to be able to keep that and keep it safe. Have to get it to go to parenting classes to know how to nurse and care for a newborn. I don't even know how many newborns I've had. I'm the youngest in my family, so I haven't really held a lot of newborn babies. Yes, I have an abundance of nieces and nephews, but I've gotten to meet them after the newborn phase. Yeah, I got to see them and all that good stuff, but it wasn't like I was caring for a newborn for weeks on end. So this whole motherhood thing is going to be completely new. And I am a person who already has in mind exactly how I want to do things. So it's just about getting down to the nitty gritty. So certain things are super important to me, like doing an at-home delivery, having a medulla. I think that's what it's called, having a medulla, like an at-home nurse, an at-home mother with you to help you through your delivery process for the water birth. Super important to me. Figuring out how to keep the placenta and keep it so that I can still give it to the baby and use it for certain things, for health purposes and stuff. Super important. So it's just all these little things that have being a conversation on top of trying to get us on the same, me and my man on the same page with everything, making sure we are on the same page with this. So it's just been a lot. And then for Monday to happen, tensions were high, and now we had to deal with this crazy harassing stalker lady who act like she don't want to come up off my man, but it's been over a year. You gotta come up off my man, boo. Like I know you going through some things with your family and you going through some mental health about it, but that don't have nothing to do with him, and damn sure don't have nothing to do with me. So sure, you don't have to like get way lost. But yeah, we're gonna be doing what we have to do: press charges, get the restraining order, and do everything that is necessary in the state of the law to protect ourselves from that crazy demonic spirit over there, because we're not gonna play those kind of games. So yeah, honey, it's just been a lot going on, and I'm not gonna cap to y'all like it hasn't been a lot going on, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all like it hasn't gotten ugly, and it got ugly Monday. It really did. But you know, we was able to regroup, and honestly, that situation only brought us closer together. It only brought us closer together. It didn't bring us apart none. It brought me no partner like this closer together. So we're only moving forward now, and he's pretty excited about my decision as well. His biggest thing was just like he just has anxiety, and any young man would have anxiety by like not being all the way financially prepared. But in my mind, I'm a boss babe, so what does it matter if mama is bringing in, we're not gonna put a number on it, but mama is bringing in that bacon. What you bring in is cool, it's cute, it's awesome, but it ain't no pressure on it. It ain't no pressure on it, okay? Basically, is what I'm saying. So if I'm already planning on living a very luxury lifestyle myself, a little extra little bundle of joy, just get to live a little more luxury too with me, you know? this baby's basically going to get paid to just exist. I don't know if that's normal, but yeah, this baby's just going to get paid to exist and live a lavish life because they exist. So yeah, I have a lot of expectations as far as motherhood, and a lot of things to look forward, a lot of things to plan. Like I said, I want to find some parenting classes, newborn parenting classes, so that I can learn the proper way to hold the baby. I want to make sure I know how to get their little boogies out the proper way, how to check, make sure they're breathing okay in their sleep. Just so many things, so many things, so many things that I have to get together as a new mommy. But I have to say that this feels good in my spirit to continue on going forward with this. I will say that I haven't told my family yet. I haven't told my family yet, but it's because I didn't really know what direction it was going. It's like, okay, when I do tell them, especially my parents, like I need to be clear on what I'm bringing to them. Yeah, I'm pregnant, but I'm letting them know, hey, yeah, we're pregnant, we're expecting, we're about to get married. The wedding is going to be after the baby born, before the baby's born. All of these things running through my mind. Like, I'm not just going to make this announcement and um, not have everything fully planned behind it. So that's my reason for not really expressing to my family yet, but they will know more than likely by the end of next week. I will let everyone know individually, the important, my immediate people, of course. There is one particular person that actually has my channel and he might be watching, that is an immediate family member. So he might drop the tea. If you drop the tea, don't do that. Don't do that. Especially don't tell your mama, not yet. I want to tell her. So yeah, love you, brother. Um, So yeah, I'm more excited more than anything. It's a new journey of life that I really am looking forward to, and it's exciting because I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what I'm walking into. All I know is I'm supposed to be a mama out here, and I'm supposed to be a nurturer out here, and as a little person, I'm supposed to care for out here. That's what I do know. But as far as like the details, the little things that you just never expect, the things that you don't know until you know. I'm aware of like babies waking up every hour through the night. My most important thing at this particular point is just ensuring that my energy stays at balance and I'm in a peaceful state of mind, because I am aware that baby feels everything that I feel. So I really do try and take that into consideration. That's why I'm like, Monday wasn't the best move, but I was high on energy, like I was really hurt and confused in that moment, and that was just my natural reaction. That was that natural reaction. So can't really take it back. Can't really do anything about it. I took my few days to just heal, let my body relax a little bit, get rejuvenated. Like I said, the only thing I'm left with is a really ugly scar on my kneecap. But it's self-inflicted, you know. I will say that he did pick me up after I scraped my knee after swinging at him. He did pick me up off the ground, so he was still there every step of the way, even though he was upset that I was upset, or he wasn't upset that I was upset, but he was just more shocked to see me so enraged um, in that situation. But yeah, you know, we got better days ahead of us. I feel really excited. I feel really happy, and who knows what's to come, you guys. You know, hoping for a little baby boy. People keep wishing a little girl on me, but I'm hoping for a little rough little boy, you know, at least if he jumps off the sofa or he jumps off the toilet, you know, I know he should be okay. He bumped his head a little bit. He should be okay. A little girl, you got to do a little bit more coddling, but it doesn't even matter. Like, as long as we get a healthy bundle of joy, we will be good. But yeah, I just want to drop this little vlog on you guys. Not to mention, I do still have a vlog in the archives, like as far as my weekly vlog that I need to go ahead and edit and wrap up and get out to y'all. So be expecting 2 vlogs. This one and then another one that's like a weekly vlog as I'm moving around everything I've been eating, because your girl ain't been missing no meals. I've been getting down in the kitchen. We done had steak, blueberry pancakes, pasta, everything. Everything that you can imagine. My cravings have been off the wall, and I've been fulfilling each and every craving that I get. Seriously. Like, yeah, I'm not missing no meals. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will check in with y'all later. It's the Roman Savage, and I'm signing out here. Thanks for watching, boo. Before we end this video, let me say one more thing to you all. If you guys take nothing from this video, especially if it's young ladies that stumble across this content somehow, I just want you to know you as a woman have to take responsibility for who you choose to lay with, who you choose to reproduce with, whether you plan to reproduce with them or not. You need to be thinking and realizing what kind of man you are sharing your time and your energy with as an active, sexually active grown woman. And you need to take heed if there are red flags. They're always going to be there in ahead of time. If there are red flags or if there are green flags, they're going to be there in ahead. There's no way, there's no excuse for procreating with a person that you say is not that great of a person after they become, and you don't realize till after they become. That doesn't make sense. That's because you probably didn't take heed. Take heed to the men that you share your energy and your time with. Like this person, yeah, we had a little back and forth, but at the end of the day, I know this man is a great father. I know he is loyal and he is faithful and he is good to me, and we have very strong communication between us. And those are the kind of things that I value in a relationship. Those are the kind of factors that are important to me. I am someone that you guys already know that I am someone who have been in the SB community. If you don't know, you need to go back on my page and find out. That is the kind of lifestyle that I come from, okay? This relationship, I did decide to take a different approach. I didn't choose to lead this relationship with financial motives, financial gains, or anything to do with finances. Nothing to do with that. I just wanted it to be purely based off of chemistry and connection. And it was a different approach for me. Yes, it was. But was it worth it? Yes, it is worth it, because once you do something like that, you then realize you get to really meet the kind of person that you're dealing with. You really get to know the kind of person that you're dealing with. You get to learn them from different aspects of it not being just a transactional relationship. And I can speak about this because this is something that I know. Okay? You get to see things beyond a transactional relationship. When you're just in it for the love, you're just in it for the chemistry, you're just in it for the connection, and you're just in it for the authenticity. You know, it's a different frequency to that. And, you know, so I just think it's super important that we as women take heed to green flags, the red flags, anything that reveals to you who a person is. You cannot ignore those things and expect them to change later down the road when you didn't do your due diligence as a woman to get an understanding of who it is that you're laying down with. Don't just lay down with somebody because they're pretty. Don't just lay down with somebody because they can provide money for you or a certain lifestyle for you. You need to know all around from every aspect. Is this somebody you can really go through life with? Is this, yeah, you just need to know and be willing to get to know a person and get to understand what kind of person they are, what kind of foundation you guys want to lay out together. But yeah, I just don't like that whole thing of when someone has a child and then they say, oh, this person is acting this way, this person is acting that way, this person is being like that. It's like the signs are kind of always there. It's just about, it is our responsibility as a woman to take heed of those signs, you know, whether it's good or bad. But yeah, I will say this is a different dynamic for me, definitely. But yes, it has been worth it. This is still the person that's from where I'm from. And at the end of the day, we're not perfect people, but we have certain things between us that make us strong and make us unite. And chemistry and connection is everything, you know. And everything else will fall into alignment, shall fall into alignment, and always does fall into alignment. But that was just a little piece of something I wanted to bring to people who might stumble across this video, who might find themselves in a situation where they're pregnant or about to be pregnant, or where they're just dating. I just want you to be intentional about dating. Whether or not you plan on bearing children with a man or not, you need to get an understanding, hey, this might happen. So I need to make sure that I'm at least dealing with somebody who is capable of being a good father, who's capable of being a good man to me. You know, a man that's not going to leave you hanging in the wind, you know. Those kind of signs and those kind of personality traits are always there in the beginning, in the dating stage, in the talking stage. So you can always know those things, but it's just up to us as women to listen to our intuition, listen to your intuition, and also take heed. Take heed to what's being shown to you, and don't ignore those things. Because when you start to ignore those things, that's when you end up in those kind of not so happy situations. But that's all I wanted to say. This is now a 35-minute blog, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop and edit this and get this out to y'all. It's the real Miss Savage, and I'm
Fucking stranger, I had balanced, I never been dangling. I speak life and this shit out here changing.